Rivalries are some of the biggest tropes in anime, especially when it comes to battle shonen. It creates a memorable duo in the story and can really enhance the narrative and the storytelling of that series. Rivalries like Naruto and Sasuke, Deku and Bakugo, and Asta and Yuno are big examples of well-written rivalries. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about what might arguably be the most iconic rivalry in anime, and that is Goku and Vegeta. Their rivalry has been legendary since the 20th century and is still expanded upon when you go into the modern stories of Dragon Ball. But what makes Goku and Vegeta's rivalry so impactful? Why is it so well beloved by anime fans around the world? This is going to be a deep dive into the iconic duo that is Goku and Vegeta. Now, starting things off, I think what makes a great rivalry is how both characters are essentially written to be the direct opposite of each other. It can be through their abilities, their ideologies, their journeys, or their way of thinking. And with Goku and Vegeta, their rivalry started off from the Saiyan Saga when they first meet up, and they were both written to be complete opposites, which ties into the theme of nature versus nurture. Now, nature versus nurture is a psychological debate regarding what influences a person's development, their behavior, and their personality. Nature is your innate characteristics formed by your DNA, genetics, and hereditary traits that you inherit from your biological parents. And nurture is defined by your environmental experiences and your surroundings that shape up the person that you grew up to become. This can include different styles of parenting, childhood trauma, or your educational influences. The topic of nature versus nurture is the foundation of Goku and Vegeta's rivalry because they are both Saiyan warriors from completely opposite upbringings. So starting with Vegeta, he represents the nature aspects of the theme. Vegeta was born and raised as a prince on the planet Vegeta, and the Saiyan race are a battle-hungry and ruthless warrior race. They thrive in battle and they take all their pride on their power, and their place in society is determined by their innate combat strength and is categorized into different classes, from the low class to the elite class. And the low class warriors were heavily discriminated against by the upper class Saiyans, because when you look at the Broly movie and the Dragon Ball Minus manga, we see that the lower class Saiyans all live in the poorer areas, but the high class Saiyans live near the royal capital. This explains Nappa and Vegeta's distaste for Goku when they first meet him, because Goku was a low class warrior. And it also explains why Vegeta's younger brother, Tarball, was banished from their home planet despite him being born into the royal family. So Vegeta being born as the prince of the Saiyan race, with a high innate battle power in the elite class, he is extremely prideful in his combat strength and feels that everyone should be beneath him because he feels that it is his birthright to rule over everyone. That is Vegeta's nature, being born with high battle power that he inherited from his parents and born into the royal family, explains his extreme levels of pride, and he relies more on his talent and his Saiyan roots in order to defeat his enemies. Whenever Vegeta will lose in a fight, his ego and his pride will be severely damaged because he hates to lose more than anything. He would never seek help from other people and will try to always do things by himself. Like for example, when Vegeta faced Frieza by himself, or when Vegeta wanted to beat Dr. Gero and Android 19 by himself once he became a Super Saiyan. But when he lost to Frieza, he shed tears due to how powerless and how much his ego was bruised. And against Android 18, he lost the fight even after becoming a Super Saiyan, and he couldn't accept his defeat and instead just flew away in anger. That shows how much pride Vegeta has in him. Then with Goku, he represents the nurture of this topic. Goku was born on planet Vegeta just like Vegeta was, but he was too young to remember being born there, and he only remembered being raised by Grandpa Gohan. And Gohan raised him as his own child, taught him how to fight, taught him lessons, and he gave him a new name, Son Goku. And before Goku hit his head, he was very violent and disobedient. It's like his innate Saiyan roots was causing him to act this way. But after being hit on the head which took away his memories, Goku's mind changed and he became more kind-hearted. He was raised by a kind and gentle human, and Goku became more of a human than a typical Saiyan. And it doesn't stop there. Goku meets many friends during his childhood and has studied under several masters in martial arts, each of them teaching him very important lessons and values that he still sticks to even as an adult. Goku learned to become more humble after losing to Master Roshi at the tournament. He learned that no matter how strong he gets, there will always be someone stronger. This lesson is what drives Goku forward and allows him to constantly improve himself even if he loses to his opponents, which is the complete opposite to how Vegeta will take his losses. Goku also learned to be compassionate from his friends and being raised by Grandpa Gohan, whereas Vegeta literally killed his teammate Nappa just because he lost a fight to Goku who was lower ranked than him. And unlike Vegeta, who used to rely on his talent as an elite Saiyan instead of working hard in rigorous training, Goku gained his strength through hard work. He was a low-class warrior, so his innate battle power was very low in comparison, but he works hard and actually learns from his losses, and that is why Goku was always pushing his limits. It was Goku's environmental experiences, the childhood trauma on his head, and his social interactions with the people on Earth that shaped Goku to be the very person that he is, and the complete opposite of Vegeta. And this comes together during our fight in the Saiyan Saga. At the beginning of the fight, notice how Vegeta took the high ground looking down on Goku when they did their iconic face-off. And even during the fight, he constantly does this. He is constantly reminding Goku and himself that he is higher ranked than Goku and that he deserves to be the victor in the fight. We see more of this when Goku actually managed to draw blood from Vegeta when he used his Kaioken ×3. Vegeta begins to have a meltdown in disbelief that Goku actually managed to injure him. Because if Vegeta loses to Goku, then that means that his values and his whole way of thinking is flawed. All of that he has built himself up to be will have been for nothing. This explains him just crashing out and going as far as to trying to destroy the entire planet if it means that he could beat Goku. Then after losing the beam clash, Vegeta proceeds to transform into a Great Ape, and the Great Ape is an innate ability that Saiyans possess when they look at the full moon. So Vegeta turning into a Great Ape was another example of Vegeta using his nature as a way to fight Goku. But Goku got rid of his tail because he would lose control every time he became a Great Ape, and even killed his father figure as a result. And as Goku was about to lose to the Great Ape, Gohan and Krillin try and help Goku, and Yajirobe even cuts off his tail. Because Goku formed friendships and started a family on Earth, he has allies who would help and support him against any enemy, and together they were able to defeat Vegeta in the end. Moving on to the Dynamic Saga, the theme of nature versus nurture continues on when you're looking at the several fights that occurred. Because Vegeta is a Saiyan, he also has what is called a Zenkai boost, which is essentially where a Saiyan's power increases when surviving from a fatal battle. Because Vegeta survived the battle on Earth, his power grew immensely and was able to beat Kui and Dodoria with ease. And even after recovering from his loss against Zarbon, in the rematch he bested him in his monster form because of the Zenkai boost. So Vegeta was constantly gaining more and more power from Zenkai boosts, which are a genetic ability unique to Saiyans. We even see Vegeta try to force himself to get a Zenkai boost by telling Krillin to bring him to near death so that Dende can heal him. This is Vegeta abusing his nature as a Saiyan as a quick and short way to gain power, but this leads to his downfall when he went up against Frieza in his final form. But then moving on to Goku and how he gained his strength in the Namek Saga, he didn't abuse his nature by using Zenkai boost as an easy way to gain power. Goku instead trained in 100 times gravity on his way to Namek, and since he was also a Saiyan, he would get Zenkai boost as a result of his hard work and training. So it's like Goku was combining his nature and his nurture, which explains why he far surpassed Vegeta once he landed on Namek. And that was also the reason why Goku was the first one to achieve the Super Saiyan transformation, despite him being a lower class warrior who knew nothing of the legends. Vegeta thought he was going to be the first one to achieve the transformation because he is the prince and he felt that he deserved to be the one to rule over everyone. But instead, it was Goku. Goku defeated Frieza in his Super Saiyan form, which he achieved from his hard work and the rage of losing his best friend since his childhood, and the innate ability of Saiyans getting powers from Zenkai boost. That is what made Goku surpass Vegeta during the Namek Saga. Then in the Cell Saga, Vegeta starts to imitate Goku's hard-working attitude, and then Vegeta himself actually begins to train and actually work hard so that he could become a Super Saiyan himself. So Vegeta was starting to take some of the values that Goku had from his earthly upbringing, and this is the point in the story where Vegeta stopped abusing his nature as a Saiyan, and instead started to work hard to push past his limits. So when they first met, Goku and Vegeta were polar opposites, but over time, throughout the series, Goku starts to tap into his nature as a Saiyan to gain strength, and then Vegeta starts to use the same methods that Goku did from his nurturing as an Earthling, like training in gravity chambers and learning how to sense ki without the need of the Scouters. Although they both stick to their unique traits, both characters have also absorbed some qualities from each other during their journeys in the series. Starting with Goku, we know that when he first learned about his origins from his brother Raditz, Goku refused to accept that reality and would instead say that he is an Earthling. Goku ignored his heritage and only stuck with his earthly upbringing. But then after beating Vegeta, Goku stops Krillin from killing Vegeta because Goku said that he wanted to beat him in a solo fight, due to his Saiyan blood exciting him about facing another Saiyan. Although Goku had not yet accepted his heritage, he was starting to act more like a Saiyan warrior who loves fighting more than anything. And after Vegeta dies by the hands of Frieza, Goku decides to take on some of Vegeta's Saiyan pride and starts to accept himself as a Saiyan. Then once Goku turns into a Super Saiyan, we get the iconic speech where he tells Frieza that he is a Saiyan who came from Earth to defeat him. He referred to himself as the Super Saiyan Son Goku. This is Goku accepting his heritage as a full-blooded Saiyan and the Super Saiyan of legend that Vegeta was constantly talking about. And an interesting point to add is that in the manga, the speech bubbles of Goku's dialogue start to change from its usual round shape to a more jagged and more angular shape once Goku turns into a Super Saiyan. Since around the Saiyan Saga, Toriyama would only choose that type of shape for the villains to show their aggressive and violent nature. And with the good characters, they normally have the rounded speech bubbles. So Goku getting that same shape shows that Goku's mental state was changing and that his ego and his bloodlust as a Saiyan was starting to show, which is his true nature. That is why he ordered Gohan to leave the planet, because he was afraid of losing himself. We see more of Goku accepting his Saiyan heritage when he tells Broly to call him Kakarot instead of Goku, even though he refused to accept his birth name when he met Raditz. This is the example of Goku absorbing some qualities from Vegeta in that he understands the pride of a Saiyan, and Goku accepts that a Saiyan is his true roots. Then with Vegeta, he absorbs the qualities of Goku like his compassion for his friends and his family, fighting to protect others and not just to fuel his own ego. This starts in the Cell Saga with the introduction of Trunks. Vegeta didn't care about him in the beginning, but then once he saw Cell kill Trunks, Vegeta finally realized he cared about him deep down and he attacks Cell in rage. Vegeta then becomes more of a family man and starts to prioritize their safety from the Buu Saga, going as far as to even sacrifice himself to kill Majin Buu in order to protect his family, when this was something that Vegeta from the Saiyan Saga would never have done. Vegeta also learned to be more humble after meeting Goku over time as well. Like the scene where Vegeta admits that Goku was the stronger fighter during the fight against Kid Buu, showing genuine humility in Vegeta, when the earlier Vegeta used to hate the very thought of Goku being stronger than him. And even in the modern era of Dragon Ball, Vegeta doesn't have much problem working together with Goku when they face a common enemy, and has no problem training alongside him when they trained under Whis. Or in the Moro arc, where he wanted to seek help from the Yardrat so that he could defeat Moro, which is something that Vegeta from the earlier portion of the story would never have done, because he always liked to do things himself instead of seeking help from others. These are key examples of Vegeta becoming more humble. So throughout Goku and Vegeta's rivalry, they both started out as having opposite ideologies when it came to fighting, but they start to become more similar to each other over time. Although they both stick to their core characteristics, like Goku's self-improvement and Vegeta's pride as a Saiyan, they both absorb some qualities from each other without abandoning their core values. Their rivalry is more than just about who is the stronger fighter. It's about how they both learn and adapt from each other in order to grow as martial artists. Goku learns to become more prideful and confident in his abilities as a Saiyan, and Vegeta learns to be more compassionate towards his family and becomes more humble. Now moving on to Dragon Ball Super. This is where we get to see a lot more from Goku and Vegeta as a duo and their paths as martial artists. And I'm referring to Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. For the majority of Dragon Ball, Goku and Vegeta always had the same transformations from Super Saiyan all the way to Super Saiyan Blue. It was mostly Goku achieving the transformations first, and then Vegeta would always play catch up, besides the time when they both learned Super Saiyan Blue at the same time. But Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego is where things start to diverge between them. Vegeta is no longer playing catch up to Goku and following in his own footsteps. He wanted to get his own transformation and wants to surpass Goku in his own path. Both Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego are pretty much the full embodiment of the core identities of Goku and Vegeta. They are like yin and yang. Ultra Instinct is the state where Goku has a calm and empty mind, where he can dodge and attack without thinking. These are the lessons that Goku was learning under his several teachers throughout the series, and it all comes together in Ultra Instinct, being able to fight with a calm mind without any hindering thoughts or emotions. But the form itself is very difficult to maintain, and this is why Goku creates his own unique variation of Ultra Instinct called True Ultra Instinct. This form is essentially a variation of the Ultra Instinct sign, where Goku is able to fight with his emotions. Because Goku is a Saiyan with a drive for battle, it was difficult for him to maintain the silver-haired Mastered Ultra Instinct form, which requires letting go of all of your emotions. So True Ultra Instinct works well for Goku after embracing his true nature as a Saiyan, and he is able to fight more comfortably in this form. Then moving on to Ultra Ego, that is pretty much the very opposite of Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct's main property is being able to dodge and counterattack automatically, but Ultra Ego's main property is taking in the damage from your opponent to boost your own strength. This form is perfect for Vegeta, who already has embraced his true nature as a Saiyan, and has so much bloodlust for battle, because he is a full-blooded Saiyan. Saiyans get stronger during the heat of battle, and Ultra Ego is the very embodiment of that concept. The drawback to using the form, however, is that if you are too overly confident and taking so much damage, it will backfire, and the damage you receive will just keep accumulating. Vegeta stated that Ultra Ego can be at its full potential when the user abandons their morality and only focuses on destruction, just like how Vegeta was when he was first introduced, and also when he became Majin Vegeta. But because Vegeta has become more compassionate and loving towards his friends and family after meeting Goku, he cannot abandon his morality anymore. And this parallels with Goku not being able to use the silver-haired Master Ultra Instinct to its full use because he finds it difficult to let go of all of his emotions, since he wants to fight with his Saiyan nature, which he learned from Vegeta. So there could be a point in the story where Vegeta might create his own unique variation form of Ultra Ego, just like Goku did. And that is the rivalry between Goku and Vegeta. Two characters who both were complete opposite due to their different upbringings and their conflicting natures, to then the two of them actually learning from each other in order to grow as martial artists. This rivalry is not just about who is the strongest Saiyan, it's about the two of them helping each other to become the very version of themselves they never could have reached alone. Goku embracing his Saiyan nature helped him become more confident in his abilities, which led to him entering the realm of the gods and even creating his own variation of Ultra Instinct. And then with Vegeta, he became more family oriented and more humble, which helped him to reach new heights he could never have achieved if he was still the same ruthless, arrogant Saiyan who cared about no one else but himself. And that is what makes Goku and Vegeta's rivalry one of the most well-written rivalries in anime. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you would like to see more anime content, please subscribe for more. I'm trying to reach 1000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.